The Nintendo Switch 2, released in June 2025, has quickly become a significant force in the gaming industry, setting a record as the fastest-selling console of all time with 3.5 million units sold worldwide within just 4 days of launch. This new console is larger than its predecessor, the original Switch, measuring half an inch taller and 1.2 inches wider, with a slight increase in weight. Despite its larger size, the Switch 2 maintains a level of portability superior to other handhelds like the Steam Deck. The console's design, while more subdued and less colorful than previous models, has sparked comparisons with iconic systems like the PlayStation 2 and Xbox Series X. The Switch 2's initial success is further highlighted by the performance of its launch title, Mario Kart World, which has outsold the Switch 1's launch title, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, by over 4 times in Japan. Within its first 3 days, Mario Kart World sold 782,566 physical copies, reflecting its strong market presence and the appeal of its vibrant tracks and competitive multiplayer modes. This success is crucial as it aligns with Nintendo's legacy of innovation and market impact, building upon the original Switch's achievement of selling over 152 million units and becoming the first Nintendo console to sell over 1 billion games. As the Switch 2 continues to make waves, its reception will be pivotal in shaping future console developments for Nintendo. The gaming community is keenly watching whether Mario Kart World can surpass the lifetime sales of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which remains Nintendo's best-selling Switch game. Overall, the Switch 2's launch underscores Nintendo's continued influence and success in the gaming industry.
Capcom has officially announced Resident Evil Requiem, the latest installment in the iconic survival horror franchise, set to release on February 27, 2026. Revealed at the Summer Game Fest, the game promises to delve deeply into the chilling terror that fans have come to expect from the series. Resident Evil Requiem will be available on current-generation platforms, including PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS, marking a significant step forward in terms of graphics and gameplay capabilities, as it leaves behind the last-gen consoles. The game introduces players to a new protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, an FBI technical analyst with a personal connection to the Erie Wrenwood Hotel where her mother was murdered. Set in the iconic Raccoon City, which has been a central location in the series and was last seen as a desolate crater, Requiem promises to blend psychological horror with the intense action that the franchise is known for. Players can expect a unique gameplay experience, as the game offers both first-person and third-person perspectives, catering to fans of both traditional and modern Resident Evil gameplay styles. With the Re-engine powering the game, Capcom aims to deliver a new era of survival horror, utilizing technological advancements to enhance the gaming experience.
The latest update for Pokémon Scarlet and Violet on the Nintendo Switch 2 has sparked excitement among players, particularly shiny hunters, due to a glitch that significantly increases the appearance of shiny Pokémon. The Nintendo Switch 2's enhanced performance, including a smoother 60 frames per second and an increased Pokémon spawn rate, has made the hunt for these rare alternate-colored creatures more fruitful than ever. Players have discovered a method to exploit these improvements by using a glitch in the Area Zero cave, where they can summon shiny Flutter main Pokémon with greater ease by crafting a shiny sandwich for Ghost-type Pokémon and repeatedly pressing the ZL button. This update is particularly impactful for the Pokémon community, as shiny hunting is a popular pastime that often requires patience and persistence. The ease with which players can now obtain shiny Pokémon has led to mixed reactions. While many celebrate the accessibility, traditionalists lament the reduced challenge compared to the original 1/8192 odds of encountering a shiny. The update has also improved overall gameplay performance, addressing previous frame rate issues and enhancing the visual experience, making it a strong selling point for the new console. As a result, Pokémon Scarlet and Violet continue to captivate players, promising to engage them for hundreds more hours with its new features and improvements.
IO Interactive, the developer renowned for its Hitman series, has provided an update on its Mysterious Fantasy project, which marks its 6th original intellectual property, IP. In a recent interview, CEO Håkan Abrak mentioned the project during the Summer Games Fest live stream, highlighting the studio's commitment to creativity and innovation. While Abrak did not delve into specifics, he emphasized the importance of passion and personal input in the development process. This fantasy role-playing game, RPG, is described as a new online world designed to entertain and expand over many years, signaling a significant departure from IO Interactive's previous work. The studio is concurrently working on a James Bond game titled 007: First Light, which will be IO Interactive's first licensed game. Abrak noted that the project was only undertaken because their partners allowed them creative freedom, aiming to explore a dynamic and youthful origin story for Bond rather than simply adapting the movies. The mention of the fantasy project alongside the Bond game suggests that IO Interactive is diversifying its portfolio, potentially appealing to a broader audience with its foray into the fantasy RPG genre. This move could significantly impact the studio's reputation and market reach, given the growing popularity of online RPGs.
The Summer Game Fest 2025 showcased some of the most anticipated games set for release in 2026, leaving a significant impression on attendees. 3 standout titles were Spine, Infinitesimals, and End of Abyss, each offering unique gameplay experiences across various genres. Spine, developed by Neki, is an action-packed game that combines gun-fu combat with a cyberpunk aesthetic. Players take on the role of Redline, navigating through intense combat scenarios reminiscent of films like John Wick, complete with music by La Castlevania. The game is set to launch on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC, promising a dynamic and stylish gameplay experience. Infinitesimals, developed by Qubit Studios, is a third-person shooter set in a world where players control an alien protagonist, Captain Ocni Rellenrake, navigating a planet filled with oversized creatures. With its roots in ideation for over a decade, the game has found a home with Epic Games and is set to release on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. The game offers a blend of exploration and combat, with a focus on weapon upgrades and customizable playstyles. Meanwhile, End of Abyss from Section 9 Interactive is a twin-stick Metroidvania game that captivates with its unique art style and smooth gameplay. Players control Cell, battling through a mysterious site filled with grotesque creatures, with the game aiming for a seamless 6.0 FPS experience. These titles, each with their distinct charm and depth, have captured the attention of gamers, setting high expectations for their 2026 release.
The latest update for the hyper-realistic life simulation game, InZOI, has been released, marking a significant milestone in its development journey. Developed by Krafton, InZOI initially captured attention with its stunning graphics and potential as a competitor to The Sims 4. However, its hefty PC requirements and limited content led to a decline in player engagement. The new 0.2.0 update aims to reverse this trend by introducing a mod kit which simplifies and expands the modding process, a crucial feature for life simulation games that thrive on user-generated content. This update could potentially rejuvenate the community by allowing players to customize and enhance their gameplay experience more freely. In addition to modding capabilities, the update enriches the core gameplay with new character and build mode items, expanding the options available in the Zoe Character Studio. Players can now explore a wider array of hairstyles, outfits, and furniture, along with new gameplay features such as child adoption and diverse birth options. The update also introduces cheat codes, offering players the ability to manipulate various in-game elements, which could appeal to those seeking a more experimental or relaxed gameplay style. These enhancements are expected to reinvigorate interest in InZOI, although the community's response will ultimately determine if these updates suffice to establish it as a strong contender in the life simulation genre.
In recent gaming industry discussions, Alex Hutchinson, director of Revenge of the Savage Planet, has voiced concerns about the impact of Xbox Game Pass on game valuation. Hutchinson, whose game was a day-one release on the subscription service, suggests that the industry should consider delaying game availability on platforms like Xbox Game Pass until a year after their initial release. He argues that immediate inclusion in subscription services could devalue games and potentially harm developers in the long term. Despite the game's presence on the service, Hutchinson notes that the anticipated benefits, such as increased sales of add-ons or purchases on other platforms, have not materialized as expected. This perspective adds to the ongoing debate about the pros and cons of subscription services like Xbox Game Pass. While some developers like Pocket Pair's John Bucky Buckley report positive outcomes, including increased exposure and sales on other platforms, Hutchinson's experience highlights the variability in outcomes for developers. Revenge of the Savage Planet has only been available for a short period, and while initial sales have been promising, the long-term impact remains uncertain. This discussion underscores the complex dynamics developers face when deciding how to release their games in an evolving digital marketplace.
The gaming community surrounding Fantasy Life I, a role-playing game developed by Level 5, has been thrown into turmoil following a recent incident involving an accidental item distribution. Players were initially thrilled to receive a unicorn mount as a free gift, but their excitement quickly turned to outrage when Level 5 announced the mount was distributed by mistake and would be removed. The unicorn mount was intended exclusively for deluxe edition owners in Hong Kong as compensation for a delayed release on the Nintendo Switch eShop. In its place, Level 5 plans to offer a Pegasus mount to all affected players, but this has done little to quell the backlash. The decision to retract the unicorn mount has sparked significant criticism on social media platforms and forums, with many players expressing frustration over the removal of content that had already been added to their accounts. Some players accused Level 5 of gatekeeping the mount by making it exclusive, while others pointed out that the move was damaging to player relations and public relations. The incident highlights the delicate balance developers must maintain in managing in-game content distribution and community expectations, especially when errors occur.
Bandai Namco is set to release its first-ever roguelike game, Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree, on September 19th. Available on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Developed by Brownies Inc., this game draws heavy inspiration from the critically acclaimed Hades, yet aims to carve its own niche by incorporating unique elements such as anime aesthetics and a focus on companionship. Players will navigate an overgrown, monster-laden world, choosing from a diverse roster of characters, each with distinct silhouettes and abilities to aid the priestess Toa. Despite its similarities to Hades, such as the use of grace, akin to Hades' boons, and level progression, the game promises a fresh take on the roguelike genre through its dynamic duo combat system. The game's development team, led by Shuhei Yamashita and Daisuke Nagaoka, emphasizes the importance of character diversity and synergy in combat. Players can switch between their chosen Tsurugi, sword, and Kagura, mystical staff characters to maintain momentum and execute impressive combos, adding a layer of strategy and fluidity to the gameplay. However, some critics have noted that while the game offers enjoyable combat mechanics, it struggles to distinguish itself fully from its inspiration, Hades, particularly in its world-building and story elements. Nonetheless, Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree is anticipated to be a notable entry in the roguelike genre, offering both fans and newcomers a compelling mix of action and storytelling.
In a recent development, Microsoft's rumored Xbox handheld device has been essentially cancelled, according to a report from The Verge. Although the tech giant never officially announced plans for a handheld console, speculation had been rife about such a device potentially being part of Microsoft's future console strategy. The report suggests that while Microsoft is not proceeding with its own handheld, it is exploring other avenues in the next-generation console space. Notably, the company is focusing on collaborations with PC manufacturers, such as Asus, to create devices that could be considered next-gen Xbox consoles. This shift indicates a strategic move towards integrating PC and console experiences more closely, as highlighted by Xbox head Phil Spencer's comments about the growing collaboration between Microsoft's gaming and Windows teams. Despite the cancellation of the Xbox handheld, Microsoft's commitment to next-gen hardware remains strong. Xbox President Sarah Bond previously emphasized that the next Xbox hardware would represent the largest technical leap seen in a console generation, although specific details and timelines remain undisclosed. Meanwhile, Asus's ROG Ally handhelds, which are part of this collaborative effort, are set to launch during the holiday season, capable of playing a wide range of games, including titles from PlayStation's PC lineup. This approach underlines Microsoft's strategy of leveraging third-party hardware to expand its gaming ecosystem, while maintaining a focus on innovation and cross-platform capabilities.